Hello viewers, this is Kulsum Ahmed. Today I'm here with the topic that is consumer utility. This is the topic of microeconomics and it falls under the category of behavioral economics. So let's see what is utility. Now what is utility? Utility means satisfaction. People choose those goods and services they value most highly. It means whatsoever goods and services you are buying, you want those goods because you want to give utility to yourself. For example, if you have installed an AC in your room, you want that AC to make your room cool. The same lines, if you have television, you want to get entertainment out of that television. It means whatsoever you are buying for certain facilitation. So this is utility. Now what is consumer choice and budget restraint? When we are facing the problem of utility and when we want to facilitate ourselves, we have lot many goals. Like we want to buy a new home, we want to have BMW car, and we have lot many wishes. But the problem is that we are restricted by the budget constraint. Means our budget does not allow us to have everything whatever we want. Now what to do? First of all, you need to have rational behavior. It means whatsoever you are buying, you need to have a very positive approach. For example, if a drug addict, he wants to use more drugs, it means that the person feels that I'll be getting more utility out of drugs rather than having pizza, rather than having any burger and etc. It means his behavior of using drugs is not rational. That is irrational behavior. The same way we need to consider our preferences. To which thing we are giving more value. So by giving more value means this thing gives us more utility. For example, if you are a student, your textbook should be giving you more satisfaction rather than going to cinema. The same thing, we face the problem of budget constraint, like our budget is not unlimited, that is limited. And then we face the problem of prices, like prices are very high. Now what is budget constraint? Different combinations of goods a consumer can afford with a limited budget at given prices will be budget constraint. Now we have scale of utility, like we have cardinal approach, we have ordinal approach. What is cardinal approach? So allotting numbers to different products will be the cardinal approach. For example, there are two cars, BMW and Nissan car, and if I say you to give it numbers, you may maybe you will like more Nissan rather than BMW, so you may give it more numbers because you value it more. And the same way we have ordinal numbers, like in ordinal we are not giving number, rather we are giving ranks. Like if I say you to categorize the things, you will be categorizing it with the help of your observation and with the help of the wisdom that you have. So you are going to give it different grades, like you will say this thing is A grade, this thing is B grade, oh no, this thing is D grade. It means that the numbers you have allocated or the grades you have allocated tells us that how much utility, how much value you are giving to that particular thing. Now then comes total utility and marginal utility approach. To understand total utility approach and marginal utility approach, you'll have to go to an example. For example, now first of all let me tell you that whatsoever economic theory we are going to make, we'll have to keep certain things constant. Fine. So the same line over here, we are going to assume that utility, to assess the utility, we will need to use the things on the same time with the same quantity with the continuous usage. For example, if there is a boy and we have brought glasses of juices, fine, so we have asked him to drink one glass of juice and write down how much utility you have got out of that. For example, if he has had that glass of juice and after that he writes down that I have obtained utility of 10, we'll give them another glass of juice and we'll say to write down the utility that he has received out of the second glass of juice. Suppose he has written 8. Definitely the first glass of juice gave him 10 utility. The second will not give the same utility, rather utility will fall. Then utility will fall to 6. Now what I have said 10, 8, 6 will be the marginal utility, because these utilities are actually the additional utilities that he is obtaining from the class second and from the class third. Now what is the total utility? Total will be 10 plus 8 will be 18. Then 18 plus 6 will be the next utility. It means total utility is will be increasing, but marginal is falling with the consumption of every new glass of juice. So the same line we have learnt in the previous lecture about law of diminishing returns. Here we have law of total utility law. So what does it tell us? It tells us that initially the utility will be increasing because the customer is enjoying that product, but afterwards his enjoyment will be decreasing, and then it will reach to the maximum, and then it will start falling. Now where the total utility is increasing, no matter it is increasing, margin will be going down, because definitely if for example if you love some song, and if we say you to listen that song, first time you have listened that and you enjoy it, we'll say you to listen it again, your enjoyment will be somehow less. Then we'll ask you to again listen that, your enjoyment will be even less. It means that with the utilization of every new item, your utility is falling down and down and down. So here you can say, now here is the table of tacos consumed per meal. We have the units from 1 to 7, and total utility you can see it is increasing by 10, 18, 24, 28, 30, 30 and 28. Then comes marginal utility. Marginal is second minus first. It means 18 minus 10, 8. 24 minus 18, 6. 28 minus 24 will be 4. So marginal is the additional item that you are getting by using more and more tacos. Now look at the graph. First it is increasing with high jumps, then it is increasing with smaller jumps, and then it is constant, and then it is decreasing. It means you will have increasing utility, decreasing utility, constant utility, and then negative utility. So all the phases will be like that. Now see, minor utility is falling down, and where the total utility is high, marginal is 0. And where total utility is falling, marginal will be negative. Now what is the bottom line? That is when total utility is maximum, marginal utility is 0. And when total utility falls, marginal utility will be negative. So this sort of questions can come in the examination. So this was all about my today's lecture. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.